About 3 weeks have passed since the traps were last checked regarding the bark beetles, and there is a little bit in them, not much. It's been very hot lately, so it should be good for them. And one tree up next to the garage seemed to have had a quite good breeding for them, or good conditions, because here there is quite a bit. I will be giving them hell at the end of the video, because here it's too much. I can't really leave it when I know about them. But in the traps, there shouldn't be much now in the middle of the season. And here is a log that we actually left on purpose last winter while logging. This is like a little downhill from the house into the back hill, less sun back here and so on. But back here it must have been cold enough that they didn't really,
För här har det varit mycket sämre.
the eggs didn't seem to hatch or something, because you can see the big trench the mama beetle makes, and you could see kind of small little divots. I can't really get that on video where the eggs have been laid, but it doesn't seem like they have hatched, so it was too cold back then for them. And little in the trap. And I was a little worried about the saplings that were planted this spring, because with the really hot summer we have had for the last few weeks, the first 2 weeks of that was very dry, no rain, just some dew in the morning, some moisture. But most of the plants seem to have survived. I would say 1% have died, and like 5 to 10% maybe look tired, but will probably recover if they get good moisture. And lately we have had some heavy rains instead, with some thunder, maybe a little bit too much at times, and but it looks good. And next to the area that was planted, the spruce that was left had fallen, but on this one I can't see any sign of any bark beetles. No entrance holes that can be seen on other trees, so I'm leaving this one for now. With some luck it will stay fresh, but if this area is gonna get cultivated, it has to be removed. And a little more in the trap.
The area where I've left trees for seeds and the ground was cultivated. It looks like nothing has taken. Then you go over to the side and you have something small there starting to poke up. And you start looking carefully. Here is a tiny one more. There is one more. There is one more. There is one more. So down here even one more, and also another one. So the seeds are starting to grow. I think I'm gonna leave the trees that have been left for seeds for another year, maybe 2 more years, and keep this, checking this. But most of these are getting cut away in the near future. A few of them.
Forgot to record this one, but it was very little in it. And I bring out the wet rag and try to kind of wipe down everything, because it starts stinking a little when it's had dead bugs in it for a little bit. And we split up, me and my dad, and I asked him to take photos. And the first trap he was able to take photos of, because that one had fallen over again, and it has been repaired once. I'm not really sure if it's something I messed up and didn't do properly, or if I need to redo it. This one, he took a picture of the inside also, and it had very little in it. Then he emptied two more and did not take pictures. In his defense, it's had little in them, but I still wanted to add them to this video, but I do not have. But I miss a few here and there when I do the video also, so can't be too mad. But it's annoying when you ask someone to do something and they don't. let's finish up the last few traps, a few of them in there, so even if they exist, it's not increasing compared to last year at least. And up the last few traps around the house, almost nothing.
Hear a lot of buzzing around my head. We've had a lot of the big horse flies this summer. Here is a pine that looks really happy.
And then we have that tree we looked at in the beginning that I decided to debark to further reduce the bark beetles. My old Jonsered chainsaw that I've mounted the debarker on. It has needed some starter fluid, starter gas some years previously, but this time around it might have been mainly because I had it in the off position as I first tried starting it. Here I tried doing shallow cuts to kind of show that there has been plenty of beetles under the bark eating away at the layer they breed in. I normally go deeper, and since I know there are plenty of them in this tree, I do a pretty thorough barking. If you do it early in the season to let things dry out enough, you don't need to bark all of it, but here I kind of wanna make sure I kill as many of them as I possibly can, so I go pretty much all the way around and shred the bark and beetles on the entire surface on trees I know that have a lot of them. And as I take a short break, I hope you all had a great weekend and stay safe. Thank you for watching.